Knives out for Joburg Mayor. ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba has made a dramatic U-turn on Monday, saying his party would work with the ANC in Johannesburg. Mashaba previously called the ANC a criminal enterprise. "I will never work with the devil," he had said. In a startling turnaround, Mashaba said he will work with the ANC in Joburg on the condition that they remove Kabelo Gwamanda as mayor. Mashaba's move is viewed as an act of desperation after being locked out of the Government of National Unity (GNU) political developments. However, Gwamanda's office slammed the calls for his removal via an impending motion of no confidence as opportunistic and with political moves. With a 200 rand surge for prepaid users receiving a backlash from residents and parties, according to the mayor, his plotters continue to undermine the complexity of the challenges confronting Johannesburg and seek to create an alternative based on misguided individualism. He further maintained that since he resumed his office, local government has enjoyed political stability, unlike in 2016. He added his conspirators want to enforce the DA-led racist government of local unity in the metro. The calls are an attempt to resuscitate the multi-party government led by the DA through a race-based offensive against the personality of the mayor, said Gwamanda. On Monday, Mashaba held a media briefing calling for the removal of the mayor over 200 surge imposed on prepaid electricity users, among other issues. 2 weeks ago, scores of residents protested on social media over the new surcharge, with many bemoaning the high cost of living. Mashaba said Gwamanda must be removed for numerous failures of his administration to act in the best interests of Joburg citizens. At the heart of the declining condition of these municipalities is the instability that has persisted in these coalitions because of coalition partners, especially in Johannesburg, seek to condition their support for matters of government based on extraneous issues to Johannesburg or its residents. The tenure of Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda, like that of his predecessor, has been an unmitigated failure, with the evidence of the downward spiral of Johannesburg all around the city. ActionSA has contemplated that the fact that it holds a significant number of seats in Johannesburg, and we have come to the conclusion that the party cannot sit on its hands anymore as the city continues its downward spiral to the detriment of Joburg residents. Mashaba said that his party, which also announced its new MPs and members of provincial legislatures in 3 provinces, has placed 3 key conditions on its conditional support of a new government in Johannesburg. First is the removal of Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda. Second is the immediate reversal of the 200 rand surge heartlessly imposed by City Power on prepaid users. Third, ActionSA will produce a series of motions, the purpose of which would be to position the city to turn around in key frontline service delivery matters, including infrastructure renewal and the rejuvenation of the inner city, he said. Mashaba said his party will not be seeking to co-govern with other parties, but will play the role of the opposition. Having explained what this arrangement is, it is necessary to explain what it is not. It is not a coalition arrangement. ActionSA will not enter the executive to co-govern. No coalition agreement will be signed, and ActionSA's support, even for a new mayor, will be provided only on the consideration of the merits of the matter. Caucus leader of the DA in the city's council chambers, Belinda Kaiser Echezonjoku, told the Star that as an opposition party, they were yet to decide their stance on the mayor's removal. However, she emphasized the fact that parties plotting to denounce Gwamanda is a strong indication that his office does not care about the challenges that residents continue to face, especially with strong calls to renew the surge, which ultimately affects the indigent. The current administration has shown they are completely out of touch with the situation residents face on the ground. That is why the DA wrote a letter to MMC of Finance, Dada Marero, to scrap the 200 Rand surcharge. The petition against the surcharge is now over. 21,000 signatures. We have previously tabled a motion to dissolve council because this administration has proven it does not care about residents and refuses to listen to residents, says Kaiser Echezonjoku. Last week, the Star reported that among those calling the Gwamanda's removal are the organization Undoing Tax Abuse, Ahmed Katrada Foundation, Action for Accountability, Defend Our Democracy, and the Johannesburg Inner City Partnership under the guise of the Joburg Crisis Alliance, JCA. The JCA said the mayor and his executive have failed to render basic services. The JCA believes that the mayor and his mayoral committee must be held accountable for these and other critical lapses in service delivery to the public. We do not believe that Gwamanda and his team have the requisite skills and capabilities to resolve the deepening government crisis in Johannesburg, it said. Civil organizations will hold a picket on Saturday at the Metro Center. As to whether the action will fuel his removal from office, Gwamanda said, "We are always ready and willing to engage with the genuine concerns of residents and have demonstrated that over the last while." Although the picket will demonstrate the dire need to address service delivery issues in the city, Kaiser Echezonjoku said that a jumble of mayor will not show a state of stability in the city. Residents are angry and it is completely understood. We agree that this administration failed the residents of Johannesburg. The DA has engaged with civil society organizations and will continue to do so. Johannesburg residents need stability. A merry-go-round of mayors and opportunistic juggling for positions is not going to bring stability. Our newly appointed shadow cabinet will hold the executive accountable, said Kaiser Echezonjoku. In the meantime, Pandor says she regrets declining ANC's deputy president's position. Former International Relations and Cooperation Minister Naledi Pandor says she regrets declining the nomination for deputy president that was offered at the 54th ANC's conference at Nasrec in 2017. She was picked by the Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa to be running mate in the ANC presidential race. This move was seen as pressure on Ramaphosa to adhere to the gender equality policy of his party. Lindiwe Nongceba Sisulu and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma campaigned for the presidency against Ramaphosa. However, Pandor declined the nomination and former Deputy President David Mabuza was elected to the position. Pandor reflected on her tenure as a foreign minister and ANC member in a sit-down interview with Sunday Times' Lize Katandwa. She also revealed the importance of gender equality in roles. We had Dlamini Zuma, but we have also had Sisulu and myself nominated, but in the end, I declined and now regret doing that anyway, she said. She was responding to a question of why the ANC does not speak much about women assuming bigger roles or positions such as the presidency. Pandor emphasized that there was work to be done regarding women taking larger roles, given her experience and the engagements she had throughout her career. Pandor encouraged women, especially young women, to keep up the gender role fight until they receive equity that they deserve. One of the things I say to young women, don't think the gender struggle is over. Just continue. There have been victories and people see progress and then they relax. You must never, until you achieve the level of equity that we desire, don't give up on the struggle. It always remains a struggle. So the notion of a luta continua is impossible in seeking gender equality, she maintained. Early this year, Pandor alluded to her retirement in Parliament during the ANC event in Cape Town. Meanwhile, Pandor said she never imagined the ANC being in bed with the Democratic Alliance DA in government. I never in my 30 years of being in Parliament imagined the ANC would be in a unity with the DA, so I'm getting used to it. A watching brief, Pandor said. And that's it from INJIBS Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.